Good evening, everyone. My name is David Freese. I'm the mayor of Tonganoxie. I'm calling to order this February 6th, 2023 regular meeting of the Tonganoxie City Council. Ms. Huntington, would you note that I am here and call the roll, please?
Yes, Mayor. Mr. Partridge?
Here.
Ms. McCutcheon is absent. Ms. Stevens?
Here.
Mr. Donnelly?
Here.
Mr. Dale?
Here.
Thank you. Would you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everyone. Item 2 on our agenda is the approval of minutes from the regular meeting dated January 17, 2023. Council, do you have any questions, amendments, corrections to the minutes? If not, I would accept a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Item 3 on the agenda is the consent agenda in which we review the bill payments for the previous period. Council, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the bill payments for the previous period? Seeing none, I would accept a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I will move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Under old business is normally the time when we ask visitors if they care to speak on any topic that they have, if they sign up before the deadline. Mr. Porter, did anyone sign up before the deadline?
No signups, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. We'll move on to new business then. Item A, I'll read this into the record. Resolution 22301, authorizing and directing the issuance, sale, and delivery of general obligation renewal temporary notes, Series 2023A of the City of Tonganoxie, Kansas, providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax, if necessary, for the purpose of paying the principal of and interest on said notes as they become due, making certain covenants and agreements to provide for the payment and security thereof, and authorizing certain other documents and actions connected therewith. Mr. Brakovich.
Thanks, Mayor. We've got Ben Hart here this evening with Baker Tilly. He's the city's financial advisor. I think everyone's familiar with him, but I always like to make the introduction. I'll keep my comments fairly brief. This item is an item we've talked about a lot. About a year ago, we had to make a decision to issue some sort of financing to get our elevated water tower at the Tonganoxie Business Park underway. We didn't quite yet have finalized costs, and we had a promise but not a commitment from the EDA on the nearly 50% funding that their grant was a part of the water tower project. And so we went the temp note route and had those for about a year duration. They're due next month, and so we've been talking about a variety of options to move forward with more permanent financing. And we talked about that during the budget process in the summer, and then most recently, the end of last year, and obviously at the beginning of this year, trying to finalize what we're going to do. So we presented some options. City Council approved moving forward with the plan that we're going to present the results of this evening. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Ben, and we'll get some details. Ben?
Thank you.
Thank you, George. We issued RFP for 2-year temporary notes January 11th. The responses were due back on the 25th of January. The estimated amount that we put in the term sheet that we bid out were $2.3 million, $2.380 million principal that would be dated or close on February 28th. The RFP that was let would take out the current temporary notes and give the city the ability to pay down that debt at any time, at any time that the bank, based on the proposals we received. The new note would mature on March 1st, 2025. with the intent to refund that remaining long-term, that remaining debt long-term if there was any. So the RFP was sent out to 13 different banks. We received 7 responses from the banks: Capital One, Commerce, First Security, First State Bank and Trust. JP Morgan submitted 2 proposals, and then Signature Public Funding Corporation. By far the lowest price or the lowest rate we have is from First State Bank and Trust at 2.95%. They are offering the note prepaid at any time with no penalty whatsoever. So if this closes March 1st and you've got a payment for half of it March 2nd, they'll take the payment with no penalty, which we kind of expected to see that with local banks. We see a lot of that. That would be our recommendation for the award. The documents you have in front of you tonight basically approve that award and allow us to go back and award the temporary note to First State Bank and close the temporary note, which would be February 28th, in time for the March 1st payment when it matures.
All right, thank you. Council, do you have any questions?
I should mention the high in this was 4.44%, which isn't too far off of the January 25th 2-year Treasury, which is around 4.11. So the 2.95 is a really good deal, considerably lower than what's out there on the market right now.
All right, if there's no conversation or questions, I would entertain a motion at this point.
A technical question on, do we have a resolution? Do we approve it, or how is it worded, that the approval process? Make sure we word it correctly, or we just need to approve resolution 02-2301?
Right.
Okay. I would make a motion, we approve resolution number 02-2301, City of Tonganoxie, Kansas, general obligation renewal, temporary note series 2023-A.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. Does that motion fit what we need? Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you for your work. Appreciate it.
We need to tell Bill, thank you.
Yeah.
That was outstanding.
Moving on to item B, consider approval of payment for 2023 VFW Bridge Replacement Project Funding and Support. Mr. Porter, I noticed on the agenda statement that these actions are all under one motion. Is that how we want to consider them tonight?
That's perfectly acceptable, Mayor. We could do them collectively, or we could split them apart, but they're all included in the allocated 2023 budget, so we're
Right.
comfortable with whichever preference you have.
We'll go through them all and then decide if which is prudent.
Okay, thanks.
Floor is yours.
I'll give a quick introduction. These all should look familiar. The 5 items listed in the agenda statement are funding assistance for local organizations that include the Tonganoxie Business Association, Tonganoxie Arts Council, Farmers Market, Historical Society, and the VFW for a particular bridge project that was submitted last summer during our 2023 budget development process. If you'll remember further back a year, we also created an outline of 4 criteria in a matrix kind of format that are able to be used for the council's purpose in evaluating requests we receive for the budget process from local community groups, and each of those respondents provided a written statement or summary of their adherence to those 4 criteria. The funding is budgeted in the city's general fund, so it is available, but the reason it's before you tonight is for a quick update from representatives from each of these groups, and also for the council to make that final authorization for a payment to be issued, which we can do as promptly as later this week, if so approved. I'm happy to introduce people from each of the groups that are here tonight in the audience, and I think each of them is prepared to at least answer any questions the governing body might have. I know the Arts Council submitted updated materials in a short presentation format with a very short video as well, so we've got that loaded, and would be happy to share that for that item. But open any questions you have for me and staff, or if you'd like, we can call representatives up and have a quick Q&A if needed.
Let's proceed with the little statement from each one, if we don't mind.
Okay, let's have, Keita, would you mind being first with the materials? Keita Kelly with the Tonganoxie Arts Council.
I didn't say, but if we could keep it to around 3 minutes or so, that'd be great.
Thank you. I did submit something because we changed directions a little bit. We're a small group. Last year, we put on this huge festival and it about wore us out. So we're splitting it up a little bit, and I have an outline here, and we're gonna do the Children's Storytelling Festival again, and our partner with that is the school district, and that'll take place on March 6th. And Callista Blazo has been working hand in hand with Rachel Kelly to get that all organized. We're doing a plein air art competition again, and Lee Kaufman is in charge of that and has been soliciting artists to come for that, and that will take place May 6th. We are working with the VFW Park this year on June 10th when they do their annual car show, which used to be Tongi Days, and we're going to do an art walk in the park at the same time to enhance that and hopefully kind of draw on the crowd that they already have from having done it for so many years. And they're hoping to do an adult storytelling event, like a story slam or something. And Miss Stevens, don't want to throw that on you, but Rachel had asked at one point, and we need to talk with you a little more, but we were hoping to do that then at your pub. And then the main thing we have here is public art. There are several grants out there this year that are just amazing grants through the Kansas Department of Commerce. One is the KCAIC grant, and then there's another one, ORP, which is the Office of Rural Prosperity. And those are for murals or public art. We first considered going in the direction of a mural, but working with individuals that own the building, getting the easements and everything was going to be too much for us to get organized and submit a grant by the application deadline. And so we started thinking a little differently. And what we'd like to do, if we can get permission from the city, is to enhance the Pocket Park. The Pocket Park was done by the Retail Commercial and Development Committee several years ago. It's got the murals, it's got the tables there. But what we would like to add, and I think you've got a picture of it, is some outdoor music instruments. And we've searched around, done a few pricing, but we need to, we have not narrowed it down. But this is an example of what it would be. These are outdoor instruments that kids can play at any time. It teaches them a little bit about the music, which is an art in and of itself. And then just the colors and everything enhance that park. And that slab is there. It's rarely used. So we thought that would be a great addition to that park to draw people downtown. And to give you an example, Dan has a little video of what those instruments, I know they just look like tubes and pipes, but they're really cool once you hear them. Thanks. We think that would be a great draw to the downtown, just to get people downtown doing things. And it would cost probably, for what we see here, about $8,000. We could get a grant from the Kansas Department of Commerce. They're one-to-one matching funds. Part of what we can do is on our matching funds, 75% of that can be in kind too. But we do have the money in the account right now that we'll be able to make those matching funds. And if we could get the city to help install those, we can use that labor as part of the matching fund as well. So that's what we're hoping, that the city would go along with it and agree to allow us to go ahead, apply for a grant, keep our fingers crossed that we get it. These grants, we did one last year from KCAIC, and they're pretty readily available. So I think that this project would be one that they would consider giving us the matching funds for. That's all I've got at this time. I did want one other thing. If you notice in the pocket park in that picture, the mural is peeling quite a bit in the back, and it needs to be fixed. I did talk to Lee Kaufman. That's what she does, is mural painting. And just to give you an idea, she said she'd charge about $2,500. So it's something that you might want to keep in the back of your minds if that needs to be repaired at some time. Because I did notice even the one with the books is starting to peel a little bit, and they're really wonderful pieces of art, and I'd hate to see them decay. Thank you.
I appreciate you looking out for the arts in Tonganoxie, Keita. Thank you very much. Next up, Dan.
You could have Monica, the Tonganoxie Business Association.
Hi, everybody. And don't know if Mr. Partridge is familiar with the Business Association, but the rest of you are, but I will go ahead and let you know some of the things we do. We provide services and business contacts. We are a liaison for different organizations in the county and in the state to bring people together for training. It's been 4 years ago. Lulu, you were a participant in the Destination Boot Camp, but we worked together with Grow Leavenworth County and the state of Kansas to pull that together for businesses. We do events such as Spooktacular. We partner with the city on Tongi Days. We do scavenger hunt. We do movies in the park. There are a lot of activities that we're behind the scenes on and do. But we don't necessarily just say, hey, here we are doing this. We just do it because it's what's needed done. We work as volunteers only. There's no paid people who do all this. So it's our board who sets up and does all of the events and all the marketing. We have a website that we continue to grow. We keep track of the phone. We answer when people call. Dan or George send business prospects our way, and we talk to them. We help people locate buildings, finances, and we do a big event where we have an appreciation dinner, which is something that wasn't on my agenda to tell you about tonight. Is February 28th. We're doing a social hour at 5:30. Invitation should have come to the city via email for that to be forwarded on. And we have a speaker who comes. There's no charge. We feed everybody dinner. There's awards giving. It's just a nice bring the city together, businesses, events, community leaders, stakeholders in the community. And that's kind of our role, I believe, in bringing everything together for the community. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions, council?
Best thing is we do this on a very small shoestring budget every year and keep it going. So that's a very nice project. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the Tonganoxie Historical Society, and we have President Chris Roberts here.
So, hello. So the funds that we requested this year, we were going to use in the hay barn, and we specifically said in our letter we were going to start patching holes in the barn to make it a little more comfortable and the potential for air conditioning. But we also mentioned in the letter that we might like to, so that we can go on and do toilet room renovations. Our toilet rooms really do need the renovations right now. We do have people who are at the facilities who are in wheelchairs, and we can make the toilet rooms better. So we would like to just sort of switch gears. We think we can accomplish it for what we've got there. But we are basically going to make we're going to make 2 unisex toilet rooms, one very accessible, far more so than they are right now, and then one smaller one. Same place, a little bit of modification. So that's our plan. Any questions?
Any questions, council? Nope.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, next we have the Tonganoxie Farmers Market, and we've got Natalie Fries here tonight.
Hi, everyone. I have some information to pass out real quick.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you so much.
My name is Natalie Fries, and I am acting as a market manager for our Tonganoxie Farmers Market. This is our 2022 was our second season, and so I have some notes for you. For the 2022 market, we had 23 markets, no cancellations because of weather, remarkably. We had 21 vendors and 9 local nonprofit organizations that were represented. I counted up an estimation of the attendance for the whole season. It was over 6,000 people. Our highest was 425 on June 9th, and then 157 was our lowest on September 9th. So I wanted to mention just a little bit about our direct-to-consumer workshop sessions that I've signed up for. It's part of our goal to become a little more knowledgeable as far as helping our elderly population, and so the Seniors Farmer Market Nutrition Program will be an important part of that. Hiring local musicians and local dance studios, those kind of things, and bringing kids to the library. And also, we're very interested in working with the downtown businesses to help support. We did work with 1866 for a Thursday, and the business that was drawn to him on that Thursday evening, a portion of that was donated to the Friends group. And so we are piggybacking on top of the Friends organization with a partnership. And so we want to continue that because it's obviously been pretty successful. So anything there that you guys are questioning? Created and distributed new handouts with social media, and then a coloring book based on Tonganoxie. The kids really enjoyed that. Anyway, we have such amazing plans for the future, and would like to thank you for considering our request of $3,000 for this upcoming season. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Any questions, council? Thank you, Mrs. Fries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next, Mayor, we have the Tonganoxie VFW Bridge Replacement Project, and Wendell Esplund is here to present to you.
Thank you, Dan. Wendell Esplund from Tonganoxie, Senior Vice Commander for the Tongi Post 9271. Just can't say enough thanks for the funding on this local bridge of ours, and I'm here to give you any updates. Right now, we're accepting bids. We're trying to go local. We're looking for best value. If you have any questions, I'm more than willing to, and we hope to complete, we are going to complete it by 2023.
Any questions, council?
Can you find a local that has that expertise? I hope you can.
We're trying our best. We have, what as I understand, there's 4 or 5 people that we've contacted. We got one person that's pretty close to this area that is showing interest. One thing I did notice is that we're trying to save a little money because there's a 23-inch span, and some of the composite, we're going with the composite, so it's going to last longer. The composite we're looking at is a 23-inch span, and it's going to be stronger. It doesn't have to have a mid support to it, and it's the same value as the 16-inch that needs a expanded piece in the middle. So we're trying to do the best to use the money that you guys fund us with and the funding that we got from other opportunities to make this project happen for 2023, so we can walk across that bridge with smiles.
Do you have, at this point, any indication how long the bridge would not be available?
Right now, it's still open. As far as I know, we just have to wait until the bids come in and say, hey, how long is it gonna take to get the materials? How long do you think it would take to do it? I think once we get the materials, I don't think it would take that long, but I won't know until I find out which contractor, what equipment they have available. But I can tell you, once we do find out, I could talk to Dan and George and let you know.
I'm just curious. I'm sure that'll come in details in the end.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if anyone's mentioned, like, as they've come and looked at it to measure for bids or.
We've had one guy come and look at it, and they're showing interest. It's just a matter of now, this local vendor is one in the United States that provides this 23-inch span. So, and I think the closest one was in Arkansas, so we're gonna have to have that shipped in. So we're getting the materials and get people out there and get after it.
Yeah.
And I will keep updates whenever we find out anything going on. I'll make sure immediately send an email to Dan and George so you guys can be updated. But I can't say enough thanks because this is a community thing, it's local, and we love the people and we hope the people love us. We're just trying to reach out to them and have a nice community. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to address this with the city council. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming.
Any no more?
Nope. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's everyone, right, Mr. Porter?
That completes
Okay. All right, council. Do you have any questions or comments or conversation about these items? There's a lot of good people doing a lot of good work, and that's good to reward that, I think. If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the expenditure of funds in accordance with the previously submitted requests for 2023 funding from the Tonganoxie Business Association in the amount of $5,000, Tonganoxie Arts Council in the amount of $5,000, Tonganoxie Farmers Market in the amount of $3,000, Tonganoxie Historical Society in the amount of $5,000, and the Tonganoxie VFW Bridge Project in the amount of $8,914.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, motion carries. Congratulations, everyone. Thanks for all your good work.
And
Thank you very
the
much.
money is nice, but the volunteers, there's not a price on all that. And you folks do a lot. Thank you.
Yep. All right, moving on to item G, consider approval of temporary alcohol permit for an on-premise event hosted by BLHS Project Grad on February 17, 2023 at 405 West 4th Street. Mr. Porter?
Thank you, Mayor. This item's a little bit unique, and so it reflects some research that we completed last week when contacted by the organizers of this event. They're proposing to hold an event called a mouse race, which I'm not personally familiar with, but I've heard are thrilling and entertaining and fun to attend. But the organization is making an effort to hold a fundraiser event where they wish to sell alcohol on a non-licensed premise. So that means a premise that doesn't have an annual liquor license or a CMB license to sell cereal malt beverages or alcoholic drinks. What usually applies in this case, if it's on public property like city streets, roads, right-of-way, are things called a special event permit, and we've handled that for special events in the past with the council, or in the case of ordinances such as at the Tonganoxie Library wine nights. This is unique though because it's in private property. It's at the Fair Board building, the fairgrounds, and so because of that, there's a permit called the temporary alcohol permit. It's included in our city code. It was adopted back in 1987. The state Alcohol Beverage Control, Department of Revenue Division, also has the same name permit. They've submitted the application to us, and for the city to approve it, we have to approve our own temporary alcohol permit before we're able to send notification to the state that they're authorized to hold it. Part of the city code that references this includes a provision to limit sales and consumption of alcohol from noon to 9 p.m., which is obviously different than at our alcohol licensed premises. And that is a consideration that could be looked at for update, but right now that is what the city code stipulates as a restriction. The event, they're suggesting to run from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., so they do have that ability through half the event, but not through the full 4 hours proposed. The other piece that the city, in our own city code, stipulated was that the police chief be notified in advance and provide a chance to offer comment. We shared this information in the application with Chief Lawson, and he has no concerns of note to share back with the city council. He believes the site and the proposed attendance and other impacts that we could anticipate shouldn't pose an issue for enforcement or safety concerns with the area. So we're happy to propose that council approve this permit and authorize staff to execute the paperwork with the state that's required. And before we do so, we would collect a $150 fee, which is set out in our city code requirements for this permit. So it is sort of a unique approach, but we're happy that this applicant is following the rules and getting this public event approved under the city's ordinances. Happy to take any questions you have.
Council, do you have any questions? Seeing none, I'd accept a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the temporary alcohol permit for an on-premise event hosted by the BLHS Project Grad on February 11th.
17th.
February 17th at 2023 at 405 West 4th Street.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item H, City Manager Agenda. Mr. Brakovich.
No items tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
City Attorney Agenda. Ms. Kirstlich. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Agenda. Ms. Stevens.
Nothing this week. Thank you.
Thank you. City Council Agenda. Does anyone have anything to bring up? We have 2 executive sessions on the docket, I guess, for tonight. Would someone please make the motion for this one? And then we'll do the second one after.
I move that the city council recesses into executive session to discuss the status of pending litigation involving the city pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception in KSA 75-4319B2. The executive session will include city attorney, manager, assistant city manager. The meeting will resume in the city council chamber at 7:48 p.m.
All in favor? Or do we have a second on that?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're now in executive session. Thank you. open session. Let the record show no motion, I'm sorry. No binding action was taken in the executive session. We have a second executive session. Ms. Stevens, do you
Yes.
do the honors?
I move that the city council recess into executive session to discuss the city manager's annual review process pursuant to the personnel matters of non-elected personnel exception KSA 75-4319B1. The open meeting will resume in city council chambers at 7:58 PM. The executive session will include the city attorney, assistant city manager, and city council.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are now in executive session. session. With that, Mr. Dale,
I'd like to make the motion that we adjourn.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We'll see you in a
We
couple of
wasn't
weeks.
gonna let you second that.
Yeah.